The point of the Thursday testimonial call is for everyone that's on here, because some of you are in the industry already with another company. If that's you, welcome onto the call. Glad to have you. A lot of people are already with EasyPay. They love plugging into these, getting fired up. If you haven't been on a Thursday testimonial call and you're with us, this is your goal, right? My goal is to help you get results. And as soon as you get your first results, we get you on a Thursday testimonial. So if you're with EasyPay, your goal is to be on this call. And then the third category of people that are on here are people that are looking for the right vehicle. You're looking to make residual income. Everybody, 100% of the people on my list want to make residual income. That's what brought them to me, or brought you to EasyPay. If you're looking at getting in the industry, this is the greatest industry that exists, because sales is hard anyways. You might as well sell something that gives you a residual result. For every person you help, we make residual income, and that eventually will change your life. So if you're looking at getting in the industry, I do this call so that you can get an inside look at what people can expect when they work with us, what the kind of training, what kind of coaching, what kind of motivation and things like that. So David, let's get you in here. Let's get you to turn your camera on. I think you can do that on your end now. Let's make sure you're there. There we go. Yeah. David, can we hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Okay. I gotcha. What's going on, David?
I had a crazy day today, banging on doors and trying to find someone to help is what it comes down to.
That's awesome, man. I absolutely love it. That's the mentality. We're just looking to help people. So that's a whole lesson, a whole webinar we could run. It's Thursday night. Let's jump right into this. Kind of what's your background, David, just so people have an idea where you come from. Were you in merchant services before you came to us, and what brought you to EasyPay to begin with?
Well, I was in home improvement sales. I was selling a bath product, and I was getting leads dispatched to me, and I was traveling all over my landscape here looking for bath sales. But then I was frustrated with some of the distance and the unsuccessfulness of selling a high ticket item and get a big fat commission, which was, sort of that big boost of ego and excitement, but then the deflation of having rejection constantly. So I happened to be on Craigslist. I was looking at another option in another city, and I saw your promotion. I said, wow, that looks interesting. Residual income. We connected, got on board, but I was still, I thought I could use this in-home sales thing as kind of a way to put me in places.
Yeah.
And it certainly did that. I started out very simply. I made a copy of the flyer and started using that. And I was in a town, sometimes out in the countryside, but I really lacked the focus. I wasn't able to totally lock into the concept. So I made the big decision to join into your sales training program, the 28-day course.
Yep.
And things started clicking, and there was some friction with the home improvement company, and we came to an impasse. And I said, "That's it. This thing looks too good to pass up. I can't just fiddle fuck around with it. I gotta get into it."
Yeah,
that's really what happened.
Yeah, because when you first came in, you kept your thing, and this was going to kind of be the side hustle, right? Exactly. And I don't bring on a lot of people that tell me like they want it to be a side hustle, but I know that I can see the potential and what you got, and I know. It's kind of like we tell merchants, like if I can get your foot in the door, I think that, this will turn into something bigger. And for people that I have a certain vibe with, like you, like, all right, come in, we'll do it, as a side thing.
Yeah, sure.
I have a feeling it's not going to be a side thing forever. So you kept your job, and you were going and running your appointments. They were sending you out to territory 2-3 hours away. You were taking advantage of that. How long did you do that before you were said, let's go all in? Well, let me back up. Did you get any results when this was your side hustle?
I got 0 results.
Zero results. Okay.
It was a couple of weeks.
Zero
weeks trying it out.
Short and sweet, David. 0 results as a side hustle. Okay. A couple weeks ago, you decided to go all in. Why did you do that?
Well, it was because of what's on your shirt on residuals. And quite frankly, it was leaping into the course and looking at the way you put it together, the sales funnel, the numbers game. And I realized I wasn't doing the numbers, playing two sides of the coin. Mm-hmm. And to really make it work, I had to, go all in, because I think, and as you know, it takes that focus, that dedication of the day to just go down the street and hit people and be consistent. And as the numbers game shows, you're looking for those targets. Yeah, you got to call a lot of people. There's frustration in that, but you're the messenger, or I'm the messenger. And that was really the something that resonated. I'm not trying to sell anybody. I'm just trying to deliver a message. And to do that consistently, I had to break away from the other entity. And as a result, able to really convey the message more properly.
Yeah.
Because I had that singular focus. And
Yeah.
again, I'm looking for that one person in the day, or two people that need help, and they're there. That's what's amazing, is that a lot of rejection, but you're looking for targets. And the best part about the funnel is that, as you say in the training there, don't worry about the rejection. Those are getting you closer to the targets, and then don't waste time with them. You get to the target, and then you have to be patient, slow down, listen, and work with them.
Yeah.
And even if there's customers, step aside. And you do that in your in the training. You show some live examples of you actually pitching, and the respect you give to the prospect, and gaining their trust. And that's exactly how it works. You gain their trust, and next thing you write up a deal.
Yeah. So two questions. I mean, you just went all in within the last couple of weeks, right? And you're seeing results, but you've done other sales as well. Why do you think it's important to go all in? Like I tell people all the time, like you'll hear a story about like Dustin goes and lands on some hot springs that's processing $500,000, right? And sign that deal. And I tell people all the time, like, look, you just gotta constantly be out there. You can't be in the right place at the right time if you're not out there, right? If you're giving it 50% or 30% or 20%, you're not going to be in the right place at the right time. And God forbid they need you to follow up. And you're like, oh, sorry, I can't follow up because I got my other job. Like do you agree, like in a short amount of time, what you've seen since you mentally went all in and gave it your time, do you see how important, or why do you think it's that important to either be all in, or, it's not necessarily gonna be your thing in the long term?
Well, it's really the commitment, because if you're dabbling, you're not spending the time, you're not getting the mental energy and the focus. You make the commitment, the all in, as you like to say, burn the ships. Then you have no choice. I mean, it's all or nothing. You really got to make it happen. And, it's certainly challenging, but the challenge is also something that is motivating, because again, you're looking for that person that needs help. So you just move on. And without that focus, you can move out, not move on. And that's what happened before. I was, okay, I tried it a couple of times. Well, I got to go over there now, do another appointment, so I'll shoot over there. And it was distracting.
Yeah, distracting. So I say this on almost every call: the dog that chases two squirrels catches none. And that's exactly what you're talking about. Like you get a little bit of traction. You're like, oh, let me go do this thing over here. Let me go work my job and, whatever. And then you lose this squirrel too, right?
Yes,
you
true.
might not have caught this, and you're chasing this squirrel and going back and forth. So one of my favorite phrases: the dog that chases two squirrels catches none. That's why I'm obsessed with just like being laser focused, and you're doing that now. And it's already reflecting in your business. I didn't have any questions about my 28-day course. It's not what this call is about, but since you brought it up, that 28-day course, do you feel like right out of the gate from day one, you actually learned concepts and techniques and even mindset things that really prepared you for what this business entails in reality? Not just great things in theory, but what you learned from day one and on, was it actually applicable to go out there and be successful and get results in the field? Talk about that.
Well, yeah, it's very practical. I mean, you mentioned mindset. That's probably the number one thing in this whole game is mindset. It's easy to get debased or distracted, and or you throw in the towel or go shopping. Yeah. Oh, look, there's a store. I'll go buy something. But it helps keep focused, and what to say. Some of the phrases, and just and again, I mentioned before about being a messenger. These are some of the things that you bring forth in the training. That you're simply trying to convey a message, and you're not trying to sell. You're actually non-pressure at all.
Yeah.
And that's how you approach it, and you treat everybody with respect. And even if it's not the decision maker, you treat them like that they are, and they'll convey that to the decision maker. You know, it's happened numerous times. Oh, let me go get that guy. He's in the back. It happened to me today. Let me go get that person. Out she comes. It's a restaurant. And she's like, man, I've heard of the cash discount. This looks really good. We're talking about it, my husband and I. Obviously, I didn't get it at that moment, but it's conveying that message in a non-threatening or non-salesy way. And you're training up that.
The things that you've learned in the course are putting you in these positions and helping you find the targets. And so the course has been helpful and is very applicable to what it's actually like to go out there on the day-to-day grind. Agreed?
Yep. And once you get that target, what to do with it. Again, I mentioned before about patience.
Yeah.
And locking in, because now you got one, you know, and you really got to convey that message. And the other thing too that is really powerful is the support that you set up with the team. I mean, I can make a phone call and you guys are right on it. And and also confidence with the prospect I'm talking to. I got a third party right there. The phone gets picked up. It shows I'm not the only one. I got a team behind me, and they answer the questions with authority because I set it up that way. And then that really helps close deals because there's more than me. There's a team behind me. There's something there.
Yep. And for everybody that's on here, if you're thinking about getting in the industry or you already are, you shouldn't feel like a lone ranger, right? Whoever you're with. So that's one of the things with Easy Pay. I had a question I was going to ask you about that. You just brought it up. Perfect timing, which is, you know, the kind of the support and the coaching and, you know, do you feel supported? And, you know, you've never felt like a lone ranger. Just talk about that a little more in depth. When do you use support? Are you using it only when you're with a merchant? Or if you have questions, do you feel like you just have, you know, because I promote all the time, I'm not looking for sales reps, I'm looking for business partners, right? So in the partnership, the people that come to Easy Pay, you guys got to go out there, you got to go to work, you got to put yourself in a position to win. What Easy Pay does is we're there to support you when you're right on the goal line and you need help, or you have a question about technology, or you want us to even help you close the deal and talk to a merchant. So talk about, you know, the power of that. You've done a lot of sales. I'm sure you've sold things where you didn't have support. Just talk about, you know, and give Easy Pay whatever plug you want in terms of the support. How quick is it? And, you know, how has it helped you out?
Well, no doubt in this game here, you kind of feel like at times a lone ranger. You're out there by yourself and you're getting hammered. But the thing is, once you're with a prospect, that target, you guys are a phone call away and you can answer some technical questions. I'm learning every day about some of these nuances.
Yeah.
But even after the fact, let's just say I didn't, you know, I was thrown a curveball by a merchant. You know, I'm out the door, I'm in the car, kind of frustrated. I'll call you guys up and create the scenario. And Nick in particular is right there with the answer. And it's like, oh, wow, that was a nugget I can really use. You know, and one of the things too is that, hey, call get the owner on the phone.
Yeah.
He's not here. Hey, let's call him from the business line so we can make that connection. This is very important. I'm just here right now and I can save him a ton of money.
Yep.
The urgency is really a key thing. And then having that support though, a lot of it's the keeping you up too, because through the course of the day, you're getting hammered, calling, you know, support. It's just having that fresh voice and that upbeat attitude. You guys are always up. I don't know what you're doing at the time, but it's an interruption, but you're always upbeat and you're fired up to get that call.
We love what we do. I'm going to run a whole lesson on this, but energy comes from purpose, right? Literally, think about it, folks. Anytime in your life where you're energized, you had purpose. Yep. It's not from sleep. You know, eating a good diet helps obviously with energy. But when you're excited about what you do, you always have energy. So that's to answer your question. That is our trick. We love this. This is our business. We live, breathe, shit, sleep merchant accounts, right? Like this is what we freaking do because it changes people's lives. So you wonder where the energy comes from. You know, every time you turn a deal in, we're celebrating on our end, right? Yeah. Obviously, that's how we make money as a company. We're not celebrating, yeah, we're going to make a little bit of money. We're celebrating that you are one step closer to owning your life. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help other people get the result that we've already accomplished and we know the outcome. So that's where our energy comes from, man. We're excited for you guys, not just you. We're excited for everybody that comes in here and is excited even before you get your first deal. But once you get your first deal, second deal, every time Dustin turns in a deal, a couple hundred a year, each one of those is like a touchdown, man. We're celebrating that stuff, that's where the energy comes from. And that's a trick for anybody listening to this. If you're always tired and you don't have, the drive to get through the day, you're probably not jacked up and believe in what you're doing. You need to find something that you believe in that gives you a purpose, and you will never run out of energy. I promise you that. So we'll leave that at that. So coaching has been good. The course is good for you. You've got the support that you need. What's next? What's next for David, man? What's some of your upcoming goals here? The first quarter of next year. What are some of the things that you're excited about and that you want to get better at?
Well, obviously, it's honing in on the skill, being more efficient, being able to convert those targets to sales are the real key things, and the thing you call the bridge to close. I mean, just asking for it, moving right in, showing, having the app out. One of the key things you're always emphasizing is the app. Get that thing out, start putting zeros on the fees, flip it over, show the terminal that we provide for free, and just say, hey, just give us a shot. I promise you, after 30 days, you're not going to ask for your bill back. So, Are you a corporation or a sole proprietorship? Boom.
Boom. That's it, man. And then what's going to happen is we call it cracking the code. Everybody takes a different amount of time to crack the code, but what cracking the code is, David, is what you're saying that's your goal. And that's how I interpret it. So cracking your code is when you really get to the point where you're basically doing all the stuff you're doing right now, because you're using all the lines, all the stuff that you're talking about is all spot on. But cracking the code is where it really is like you. It's where you're no longer mirroring someone else, even if it's the same lines, but you really are just you. You're authentic. You're walking in, and cracking the code is the name of the game in this. It's when if I go to work, I'm going to get apps. Even if it's not on a daily basis, the cracking the code is like, if I go to work 5-6 days full time, at the end of this week, I will have apps. My business will grow. And that's what cracking the code is, right? For some people, that takes a month. For some people, it takes 6 months. But once you really are on a roll and it's just a matter of actually going to work and you're going to get apps, that's what cracking the code is. Sounds like your goal. Let's get you there as quickly as possible, because I know right now you're still kind of thinking through stuff, but eventually it's just going to be water off a duck's back, and it's just going to be you, and you're going to find your little thing that closes a higher ratio of deals, and that's what cracking the code is. Go ahead. Yeah.
When it was along with those goals, you made a good point there about cracking the code. I'm still working, to get that finesse. But behind you, one of my goals is to look at that map behind you and make my own route. Like, I'm dealing in the Northeast right now. We have a snow day coming pretty big tonight and tomorrow. I'd like to bug out and follow that southern route down into Tennessee and Florida, even in the winter. There you go.
You're up here. You're upstate.
Yeah, I'm upstate New York, right?
Yeah. Good territory, man. Been there, done that. But yeah, in the wintertime, be able to come south where it's
kind of go south. And the other thing too is the brazen attitude of, I'm going to take the risk of the gas and even some hotel expense, but I'm going to turn around and land some nuggets along the way. And then you talk about all in, it's sink or swim on the road. You got to make it happen. So
that's where cracking the code is. Like, I'm going to use Dustin, right? The guy's a beast. He's our sales partner of the year. We'll have a testimonial call with him by the end of the year. When he goes on a road trip, maybe flies to Texas, you got airfare, you got a rental car, you got food, you've got hotels. Dustin or me or the road trip people that have the code cracked, we don't think there's any risk. There's zero risk. The cost of not going is very expensive. But to get to that point, that's the cracking the code. I know for a fact, if I go to Texas for 2 weeks and work, I know I'm making money. I know my residuals grow. That's what this is all about. But until you crack that code, and we talk about this in my book, we talk about blind faith. So cracking the code and blind faith kind of go hand in hand. I don't take road trips to maybe make money. It's a guarantee. And that's what cracking that code is. And like I said, I understand you haven't totally cracked the code, but you're working on it by being out there every day. And when you're calling in and you're using support, and this is for all of you that are with EasyPay, little side note, I know we talked about this, call with the merchant. If you're with a merchant, they ask you a question and you don't know the answer, we're literally seconds away. Now, you're not sending us an email and scheduling a call. We'll talk to you in 30 minutes. We're picking up right now. And what we want you guys to do, I know David is doing this, you're getting a lot better at it. Don't go to your car and call and ask for the answers. Call while you're with the merchant, put it on speakerphone. So while we're explaining and giving the proper answer to the merchant, you're learning, right? And all these things contribute to you getting to the point where you crack the code quicker because you're just learning the right stuff, and it starts becoming second nature, man. So I'm loving it, man. I love the goal, but that's the idea, David, is get to the point where, you know, if it costs you $3,000 on a road trip, it costs you money to not invest that $3,000. Because if I invest this $3,000, I'm going to make $3,000 a month in residual income after 2 of these trips or 1 trip, right? So, you know, that's how we look at it. And I hope that a lot of you out there do, because a lot of people hold back. They think that they're spending. You're not spending money. You're supposed to be making money, right? And that's what my job is, to help you get results so that you're actually making money. Because I know a lot of people in the industry, they come in and, you know, I've even got people in our company, they spent $10,000 in coaching with other companies. They come here, they've got 0 deals. You've probably seen the testimonial videos. I know, David, you've been around, you've been listening to these. People are spending $10,000 for merchant sales coaching. They got no deals in 6 and 12 months. They come over here, they're on a testimonial call in their first week, 2 weeks, right? We're about getting results. We want to see you guys making money, building the business. So, David, let's keep it moving here. What is it about Easy Pay? I mean, you've worked with plenty of companies. What would you say is different about what we're doing here? And you have no idea the stuff that's in the pipeline here over the next 90 days, but just from what you've seen so far, what separates us just in general? And, you know, why are you excited to be here? Why are you with us?
It's not just about, I mean, everything's about earning money. We all want to be financially independent,
Oh yeah.
but you've got a holistic mindset about all of life, really, which is very exciting. You know, especially I'm inspired by, you know, really the whole idea of expanding your mind, your spirituality, your financial status, really the whole body, mind, spirit improvement. You know, it's truly a self-improvement company and attitude, and it's a team effort too. Everybody is getting better, not just financially, but in the mind, physically. You guys have some big challenges, you know, personally. You know, the 100 push-up thing, I still haven't done 100 in one day yet because I'm getting old, and
It's
I got to 50 and I thought that was pretty damn good. But those kinds of things, you know, it's motivation, you know, and
well, let me ask you this. Have you done more push-ups per day on average in December than you have in a really long time?
absolutely. No, that's the whole
Growth.
thing.
That's growth. That's what we want. We want people
It is.
growing.
It's just like the you know, tipping, you know, got to go all in, you know, just get them done. And, you know, you pace it, you know, 20 at a time, you know, 5 times a day, things like that. It's just like the calls, you know, just get 20 calls in, go talk to 20 people, you know, and then drive around and get 20 more, and you're going to get those targets. Same thing with the physical target and the mindset moments too. You have these goals for mindset, you know, read some books, listen to some good videos that, you know, there's not so much negativity today, but to find a group of people that are working on positive mind, positive spirit, you're going to elevate, you know, humanity this way. You know, we're all going to become better people to be around, to be with, all that good stuff.
I love that, man. I'm glad that you get that vibe. That's exactly what I mean, we talk about this over and over and over every day. Just, you know, mind, body, finances. That's what we want to be. Because if we have a bunch of sales partners that are partners, right, treating us like a business, they're physically in good shape, they're mentally in clean shape, they're ingesting the right books, they're plugging into meetings. If you physically feel good and you're mentally fired off and you're excited about what you're doing, which is going to give you unlimited energy, and you mix that with actual coaching on how to get results doing this, and you go to work, just do the math. I mean, you're going to change your life. Like, you're going to do better in sales by being healthier up here and being healthier right here, right? You're
Absolutely.
just going to do better out there in the field. People buy because they like you and they trust you. Nobody wants to see a slob walk in the door with crappy energy and freaking out of shape. Like, dude, walk in, fucking represent yourself well. And that comes from up here and feeling good, right? It feels good to feel good. So I'm glad that you feel that way about the company. So I didn't have this on here, but, you know, we've got this adventure calendar coming out next year where we're going to be doing cool stuff and going to cool places. And like you said, doing some hard shit. Some of it's going to be relaxing and having a good time. You plan on plugging in and coming out to some events, and what do you see yourself next year in terms of plugging in with us and going out and doing some fun stuff?
Well, yeah, you mentioned in some of your talks here, banging a 14,000 footer. I'm a mountain climber. Granted, I'm in the East, but we got some pretty good ruggedness around here. And so I spent some time in Montana, Dustin's territory. I've been in Colorado. So I'm excited to go back to those kind of places and, get some of that high elevation air, and kind of have a craving for it.
You gonna plug in with us, man? You want to climb this 14er in March?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
1,000, and even I think I can do a Spartan race too if I just get psyched enough and train in advance, get the muscle strength and the endurance.
Yeah. That's it, folks, and that's what we're looking for. Like David, you're the ideal person that just you want to get better. At the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for. People are going to treat it like a business and they want to get better. Do you have to come do our push-up challenge with us? Of course not. I don't care if you do the push-ups, your body. I don't give a crap if you do them or not. You want to come out and you want to play and do a Spartan race and use that as motivation to physically, be motivated and do what you need to do at home. Cool. You're invited. If you don't want to do it, I don't really care. It's your body. It's your life. Do whatever you want. Right. But you're the kind of person that wants that. And I love that that's, what you feel separates it, man. So that means we're doing our job. You're getting results all around, man. I'm really proud of you. I'm really happy that you're with us. So two more pieces. One more piece. It's the last one here. So it's how we end all of our calls. You've given a lot of good nuggets. You've shared your story. I got a line here that I'm gonna share with everybody that you've said so far. But if you could just give one bit of advice to people out there that are, considering getting into this business, or they're just getting started in the business, what would your bit of advice be to them to go out there and start having success?
I think the community at large, the small business community needs us out there. They've been abused by the last couple of years. Inflation, everything's been hitting them hard, and that's kind of the attitude walking in. I'm here to help, the small business community of America, and what's coming. I think that's the backbone of the success of this country. So go forward each day and say, hey, I'm here to help America be strong, and in that I'm going to be strong as a result. So we're helping Team America really here as a result. So you got a mission. The mission is to save America, from becoming a monolithic, boring monoculture of corporate garbage.
Help the small businesses. Look out for the small businesses. Get out there in your community and let your message be, I'm part of this community and we're doing this to help each other. If I can help you, obviously that's what feeds my family, and just really being a part of the community. I love it, man.
Exactly.
Great advice, David. I appreciate you taking the time to jump on. Got alarms going off. I really appreciate it, man. Since you've gone all in, we've noticed a big difference in the level of communication and just communicating while you're with merchants, your mindset. I'm excited to meet up with you on some adventure next year, or multiple adventures next year. And really happy to have you, man. I appreciate you taking the time. I'll shut your camera off here, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. All right. All right, folks. That's David up in New York. One of the lines that I loved from Dave is when you go all in, it just gives you the mental focus, the energy, and the dedication. Like, you just don't get distracted. I think the biggest thing that I get from David, and I've seen it so much, but David's just another example, a very recent example of somebody that had the vision, that understands the big picture of this business. He said it right here, right? He wants that residual income. He wants to own his life, and got into it just kind of as a side thing, and realized, like, hey, if I'm going to actually do this and really change my life, I've got to get dialed in. I've got to get my mental, my energy, and my focus up. And he decided to do that by going all in. He's plugged in. He's done everything that's right. So he shared a lot of stuff about, the direction that EasyPay is going and the kind of company that we are and what we're focused on. So folks, if you're just checking the industry out, you're checking out EasyPay, we really want to work with people that want to build a business, that see this for what it is. We've ran models where we've had just way too many sales reps, and sales reps need babysitting. That's not what we do. We're business partners, and we're looking for people that see this for what it is, which is a business, right? And you don't have to build this business alone. If you're looking for the support, if you're looking for the training, if you're the kind of person that wants to grow obviously your money. That's the most important thing when you come here. Let's make some freaking money. But we're going to grow in the process, because you grow your money faster by growing yourself in the process. So if that's what you're looking for, we'd love to chat with you. Make sure you schedule a call, get in with us. So if you want to schedule a call, easydirectsales.com, it gives you a little explainer video. And once you fill that form out, it'll bring you right over to our calendar where you can schedule a call and we can get talking to see if this is for you, if you're the kind of person that we're looking for, and vice versa. Folks, if you haven't already, go into the YouTube channel, go check out the description. You've probably already got all this stuff. I've got this book that you can have for free. This will give you a better mindset or a better idea of what this industry can do. I share my story, a lot of my challenges and things like that with you. We've got PDFs out on why I know this is the greatest industry that exists. Folks, life is hard anyways, okay? If you go out there and you work 40 hours a week at a job, you got to wake up every day when you don't feel like waking up. That's hard, right? You got kids to take care of. They're whining, squealing, fighting. That's hard. You're selling cars. You're getting rejection. People don't want to buy the car, right? That's hard. Life's going to be hard anyways. You might as well get a reward for your hard work in life. That's why this is the greatest industry that exists. There isn't a better one. If there was, I'd be in it, okay? It doesn't exist. Here's a PDF of my proof why. If you haven't downloaded this, go find any of my YouTube channels, go in the description. Go to joewagnercoaching.com. Go to the resources up there. That's where you can get this book for free. You can get the PDF. You can get all this stuff. I want to see you change your life. I prefer that to be with Easy Pay, obviously, but if it's not, I really don't care. I just want to see you do better and grow in your life, because this industry truly will change your life. I'm obsessed with it because that's what it's done for me. And my job now is to help you do that as well. And for those of you that are excited about next year, you're already with Easy Pay. I've gotten some requests like, what are we doing next year? What do the adventures look like? It is packed full of cool stuff that's going to motivate you to get better and healthier so that you can come and plug in with us. That's what you're looking for. Come check us out at Easy Pay. For those of you that are already with us, keep up the good work. See you at the top, guys. Have a good night.